When one door of happiness closes, another opens. But often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one which has been opened for us. Helen Keller. When the door of happiness closes, it's not the end, but merely a soft click from fate, signaling that an old chapter has come to a close. Yet we humans, with our tender hearts and lingering memories, often stand forever before that closed door, placing our hands on the cold handle of the past, hoping it will open once more. We stare so long that our eyes blur with regret, failing to notice right beside us another door cracking open, a gentle light slipping through the gap, waiting only for us to turn our heads. Happiness sometimes doesn't vanish. It simply shifts places. It opens a different path, a new opportunity, another relationship, or a fresh perspective. But to see it, we must have the courage to let go, step back from the locked door, and grant ourselves permission to move forward. Don't dwell too long on what has left. Let your eyes turn toward what is calling you. Happiness is always patient. It just needs you to turn back to see it. Suffering is a part of life. What you must do is learn how to overcome it. Life isn't just sunshine, but also gray, rainy days. Not just blooming flowers, but wilted petals. Not just laughter, but silent tears falling when no one is watching. Suffering comes to each person in different ways, but it always wears the same guise, sharp, heavy, and hard to escape. Yet, it's the presence of suffering that gives depth to humanity. It's like fire tempering steel, like stone sharpening a blade. If we only run from it, we'll forever remain in the shadow of fear. But when we learn to face it, accept it, and then surpass it, we'll find ourselves stronger, wiser, and more self-aware than ever before. Overcoming doesn't mean pretending it doesn't hurt. Overcoming means knowing that even in pain, you can still move forward. Like a seedling buried under heavy soil, it must endure darkness and pressure before gathering enough strength to break through the ground and reach the light. Humans are the same. Those pains, stumbles, and endless nights that seem impossible to endure become the foundation that makes us resilient, kinder, and more compassionate. Suffering is a chapter that can't be skipped, but overcoming suffering, that's the chapter that writes your true strength. The greatest challenge in life is discovering who you are. The second is being happy with what you find. People often spend their whole lives searching for the answer to a seemingly simple question: who am I? We yearn to uncover our true identity, dreams, limits, beliefs, and values. It's a journey against the current, amid societal expectations, invisible pressures, past wounds, and self-imposed prejudices. Discovering yourself is already hard, like gathering scattered puzzle pieces from life to form a complete picture. But once we finally see our true self, the challenge doesn't end there. For then, we must learn to accept, embrace, and be happy with that version, even if it's imperfect, scarred, or not what others expect. That's the most subtle and profound victory. It's when you look in the mirror and say, "This is me, and I choose to love my life from this point on." When you are going through hell, keep going. Winston Churchill. A bright arrow piercing through the darkest night, for those stuck in chaos and pain. For hell, here isn't fire and ashes, but those days of exhaustion, when life corners you. Moments when it feels like everything has turned away. It's where hope grows fragile, and fear looms large, like shadows blanketing the sky. But paradoxically, hell only truly exists when we stop. If we keep moving, even in small, weary steps, that path becomes the past, not a prison. Like a traveler walking through the night, as long as they don't halt or collapse, dawn will touch their shoulder sooner or later. Each step through pain affirms we haven't been defeated. Each breath in the storm proves we still have choices. And then, emerging from that darkness, we'll realize Those trembling but unrelenting steps forged our strength. Hell no longer becomes a place we fear, but a path that tempers us into resilient beings. So when life turns harsh, when your heart feels heavy as stone, just keep going. For as long as you step forward, you'll find the way out. At the end of the road, light always awaits you. Entrepreneurship is an adventure, not a perfect plan. Reid Hoffman, a traveler slinging a backpack, stepping into a vast forest without any truly accurate map. For entrepreneurship has never been a straight path, lined with lights and clear signs. It's a journey full of twists, surprises, where each step can lead to something unexpected, challenging, yet breathtaking. A plan is just a compass, but the heart is the true guide. An entrepreneur isn't one who waits for the perfect moment, but one who dares to start when things are unfinished, dares to continue when the fog hasn't lifted, dares to try when no one is sure of success. Like an explorer crossing unnamed lands, they carry curiosity, perseverance, and faith that each hardship opens a new door. No adventure is perfect, but it's that imperfection that creates the beauty of the journey. Each mistake is a lesson, each bumpy stretch a memorable milestone, and it's those struggling moments that mold a leader who is strong, creative, and resilient. Entrepreneurship doesn't wait for you to be fully prepared. It waits for you to be ready to step forward, even if your shoes still carry the dust of anxiety. For in the end, what makes us grow isn't a flawless plan, but the courageous steps daring to venture into uncharted territory. Everything you need to succeed is already within you. Sometimes, people chase strength far away, while the greatest treasure lies fully within themselves, like a seed deep in the earth, needing just a ray of light and a bit of faith to sprout into a tree. Determination, courage, wisdom, aspiration, all have been there for so long, just waiting for us to name and awaken them. Success isn't a gift from outside, but a journey of unveiling ourselves bit by bit, like an artist sculpting a statue, chiseling each line to reveal the beautiful form already in the stone. You lack nothing. You just need to look deep inside to realize you possess more than you imagine. When you understand that, you walk with more confidence, more steadiness, and every challenge becomes a step lifting you higher instead of blocking the way. Trust in yourself, for within you is an entire vast sky. The worst thing you can do is never make a mistake. Elbert Hubbard. Only souls who have fallen and risen many times truly grasp. For a life without mistakes is like a blank page, never written clean but empty, safe but flavorless. Someone who never errs is actually someone who never dares to try, never steps beyond their small boundaries, never touches the boldest part of life. Mistakes are the deep footprints on the path to maturity, like mud on a mountaineer's shoes, proving they've truly walked, truly strived, truly lived. Each mistake is like a shattered mirror, reflecting a precious lesson. Picking up the pieces, we learn to see ourselves more clearly. Without failure, we'd never know how great our resilience is. Without errors, we'd never know how wise correction can make us. In truth, what's scary isn't falling, but standing still, not erring, but living a life so safe there's no chance to grow. Allow yourself to make mistakes, for each crack lets in light. And it's that light that makes us stronger, deeper, and more beautiful. Failure is a spice that gives success its flavor. Truman Capote. Success is like a refined dish of life, and failure is the bold spice that makes its flavor complete. No one remembers a bland meal, just as no one truly matures from victories too easy. You must taste the searing spice of fruitless efforts, the salt of weary sweat, or the bitterness of life's rejections, to savor the deep sweetness of success when it arrives. Failure isn't an enemy, but a silent teacher, granting lessons that success never imparts. It teaches patience, persistence, humility, and that all glory comes at a price. Like a skilled chef who perfects seasoning after hundreds of trials, people only truly taste the flavor of success after days heavy with disappointment. And thanks to failure, we cherish what we've achieved. Success, then, isn't just a destination, but a gift. A special flavor only those daring through hardships can fully appreciate. For if life were all sweetness, we'd never know how far we've come. Every difficulty carries within it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Napoleon Hill, a key unlocking a new perspective on challenges we often wish to avoid. For behind every fall, every obstacle, every headwind in life hides a tiny seed, fragile, silent, but remarkably strong. It lies buried under layers of pain, disappointment, worry, just waiting for us to patiently sow and water it with faith to sprout into something good. Difficulty isn't a wall blocking the path, but fertile soil for learning something new, to be more resilient, wiser, more skillful, or simply to appreciate what we once took for granted. Like a seed needing the darkness of soil to germinate, humans need unsteady days to mature. It's in challenges that we discover hidden strength we didn't know we had. In adversity, we see opportunities overlooked in peaceful times. And then, as time passes, looking back at difficulties that once made us want to quit, we smile. Turns out, they came not to destroy us, but to prepare a better version. The greater benefit doesn't always appear immediately. It needs time, like a seed needs seasons to bloom. If you're facing difficulty, don't despair too soon. Believe that in that dark moment, a bright seed awaits your nurturing. Sometimes, when you're in a dark place, you think you've been buried, but actually, you've been planted. Caine. For there are phases in life when we feel pushed to the bottom, crushed by pressure, surrounded by disappointment, covered in darkness so thick it seems there's no escape. We think we've been buried, blocked, forgotten by life. But actually, that's the moment life quietly prepares us for a new blooming. Like a seed buried in cold, dark, narrow soil, it doesn't know that suffocation is the first step to becoming a sprout. The darkness of the earth isn't an end, but a beginning. That solitude isn't a farewell, but a promise of growth. Humans are the same in our most painful, exhausted moments. We quietly build strength, wisdom, and resolve within. You're not buried, you're being prepared. Not forgotten, but nurtured. Not ended, but starting a new chapter. One day, when the first light breaks through, you'll understand that all the darkness that once despaired you was soil helping you rise stronger. And when you stand tall, green, radiant, like a sprout emerging from the ground, you'll know nothing you've endured was meaningless. Don't let the fear of failure be greater than the desire for success. Robert Kiyosaki. For all of us have trembled before a decision, worried we'd stumble, err, or not be good enough. The fear of failure sometimes grows so large it eclipses the light of what we could achieve. It's like a long shadow, silently covering every step, making us stand still, even when the road to success lies ahead. But dreams, even the smallest, carry a magical power. When we nurture the desire for victory, it's like a small flame smoldering in our chest, waiting for us to fan it into blaze. Dreams can push back fear, like dawn breaking the night. They remind us every victory starts with a bold step, that no one paints an extraordinary life with trembling feet that retreat. Failure doesn't kill us, fear does. And when we weigh the desire for victory, we realize it's far heavier than fear. Heavy with hope, effort, sleepless nights of perseverance. One daring step forward opens the world wider. Let the yearning for victory lead, not the fear of failure pull back. For the closer you move toward your goal's light, the smaller the shadows behind become. After the rain, the sky brightens again. No storm lasts forever, and no sorrow is eternal. The rain represents those weary days, moments of seeming collapse, worries coiling in the heart like heavy gray clouds. Standing in the rain, we feel only wet, cold, darkness, and helplessness. But the sky is patient. It knows light always waits right after the last drops. And when the rain stops, the sky suddenly widens, clearer, as if washed clean by the storm just past. Humans are like that. Each difficulty, failure, chilling silence is a test, making our souls brighter, stronger, deeper. Life's raindrops don't come to drown us, but to cleanse old fears, teaching us to stand firmer next time. The light after rain is always more beautiful than before, carrying new hope, fresh starts, and gratitude for having endured. So if you're in a rain of your own, remember, the bright sky awaits as long as you don't give up. It's not how much we get hit that counts, but how much we can take and keep moving forward. Rocky Balboa. For life isn't a stage of flawless victories, but an arena where we constantly take unexpected blows, from failures, hurts, criticisms, unforeseen twists. Sometimes they daze us, sometimes bring us to our knees, even making us think we can't rise again. But true human strength isn't in dodging blows, but in taking them time after time without stopping. Resilience isn't absence of pain, it's moving forward, even when pain chokes your breath. Like a warrior with bruised eyes but standing firm, like a climber with trembling legs clinging to rocks to avoid the abyss. Each blow life delivers tempers us, adding thick skin of experience, a sturdy heart of endurance, an unbreakable spirit nothing can shatter. And it's that tenacity, not easy wins, that leads us to heights many dream of, but lack the courage to reach. It doesn't matter how many times you're hit. What matters is you still stand and you keep going. For only those who don't quit touch the light at the road's end. Sometimes the hardest thing is to begin. The moment before the first foot is placed down. The moment when the heart trembles lightly, hands hesitate, and the mind swirls with questions. Can I do this? The hardest isn't continuing. The hardest is convincing yourself to leave the comfort zone, telling yourself, do it, try, step. Like pushing a large boulder, heaviest is the first shove. But once it rolls, it builds momentum, and everything becomes easier than thought. Life doesn't demand perfection from the first step. It just needs a small start, a first word, a first action, a first decision. The rest we'll learn along the way. It's only in our darkest hours that we may discover the light of the stars, a key unlocking profound understanding of each person's journey. Darkness isn't just an end, but the backdrop that makes light shine brighter. When we enter our most weary days, feeling the world has turned away, that's when our soul becomes more refined, more sensitive, to see the stars, opportunities, lessons, people, quietly by our side. Like the night sky, the deeper the dark, the more brilliantly the stars sparkle. Humans too, only through trials do we uncover hidden potential within. Pain matures the heart, hardship hardens the will, and moments seeming darkest are the start of the most radiant awakening. So believe that each time you face darkness, it's not the end, but when life's stars prepare to appear, guiding you to a wider, more beautiful sky. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Confucius, life's path sometimes resembles a jagged mountainside. The higher you go, the greater the challenges. But those slips sharpen the will, like a blade through red fire and hammer strikes to become gleaming and keen. When we fall, the world may eye us with doubt, but when we rise, we see a new version of ourselves, more resilient, stronger, even more beautiful. Each rise proves failure never defines us unless we let it. And it's that refusal to yield to adversity that shapes a person's true stature. Don't let the past steal your present. The past is like an old suitcase. If we cling to it forever, we can't walk swiftly, nor open arms to embrace the present's newness. There are faded sorrows worn by time, yet we unconsciously hold tight as if they're inseparable from us. In truth, only when we dare set it down does the heart lighten, like a bird freed from its last tether to soar into the vast blue sky. The present is the only moment we can touch, fertile ground where we sow seeds for the future. Let the past stay where it belongs behind and step on with the mindset of one who knows light always lies ahead, never in the shadows already past.